Hey there, if you're still struggling with playing melodies for Afrobeat, I've got a cheat code that you can use to make really good and catchy melodies, even if you do not know how to play the piano or MIDI keyboard. If you knew, you know what to do, hit the subscribe button and let's get started. So what we're going to be looking at are lead melodies, okay? Lead melodies are very prominent in Afrobeat songs. These are the parts you hear that actually catch your attention the most, all right? So now I have two different chord progressions. One is in F sharp and one is in C major, just to show you that you can do this for any chord progression, whether it's a major or a minor, okay? So now we're going to listen to just the chord progression for the F sharp with the drum loop and see how it sounds, okay? Now let's listen. Now, this is the chord progression, all right? Now, this is transposed actually to key C, but it's still played on F sharp major. You can see this is F sharp transposed, okay? So this is the F sharp. I do not play on F sharp major, so I do play on key C. So, but it's still sounding like F sharp major. That's what transpose does. Transpose just help you take it to a different key while playing on the same key that you're familiar with, okay? So let's see what we need to do to create our lead melody, okay? So right here, I have a jazz guitar. It could be any lead instrument, okay? It could be a guitar, a piano, a kalimba sound, any of the typical Afrobeat lead instruments that you're familiar with. It could be any one of them, okay? It doesn't have to be a jazz guitar, okay? So now, root key for this is F sharp, of course, but since it's transposed, it's going to reflect as key C, okay? But if it was not transposed, this would be the notes, all right? So you can see. So if you look at the top left corner, it's when I press key C on the transposed melody, it's going to sound like here. This is not transposed, but when I press this F sharp, you can see they're exactly the same. So there's no cheating here. This is real and straightforward, all right? So now we're going to use our lead melody, okay? Now this melody I'm going to split into two parts, okay? Now lead melody will split into two parts. That is the part which is the primary source and the other part which is secondary. So the primary source is usually where determines the groove of the melody, okay? Now, this is not a technical term. This is just a straightforward tip that's going to help you out as a beginner in making melody, okay? I'm trying to get technical on you in any way. So now this is the root key, okay? Now, I'm going to play this root key in rhythmically, right? That sets the tone for how my melody is going to come. It could be just having a simple 2 bounce. Or it could even be having this. It could be, but it's all going to revolve coming back to my root key, okay? So the root key is going to be the primary source, while any other notes I play are going to be the secondary source, but they're all going to come back to my primary source, which is the root key, okay? So for example, if I play, so these two notes right here, right? Those are the secondary, right? But this is the primary because this is what says the tone. Let's try to create a simple melody, okay? You can see how simple that was, right? Now let me place a different feel, still using the root key as the point of reference, right? That's as the primary source, okay? Let's go. So you can see this is all stemming off of the root key, okay? So there are so many combinations I can keep doing that can go on and on, but it's all going to start with the root key, okay? So now let's just record a quick melody, okay? I'm going to create a new pattern. This is for my melody 1, okay? Turn it on. Then let me record this. So you can see with just that, maybe I may need to quantize, right? Let me quantize this now. Let's play it back and listen. You can see that's really catchy, really simple notes that you can use to make really interesting melodies, okay? And I can keep adding layers of melodies, maybe even my background melodies, right? My ambient melodies, right? Counter melodies. I can keep going on with using this same trick. So let's go. still the root key, okay? The root key is like a trick for making melodies easily, okay? Of course, there are more complicated ways by adding many more layers of notes, but this is just a simple, straightforward way for beginners to get started with making really nice melodies fast, okay? So let me duplicate this. All right. All right, so now let's come to C major, right? That is this key right here. I'm going to turn both of these off. Now this is actually in key C, right? This is actually the key C, is not transposed into any other key. So now I'm going to use still the jazz guitar. No, there is this. This is in key C now. I could also use strings if I want, but let me use the jazz guitar, okay? All right, now let's see what we can create with this. So you can see how I set the tone with the root key, right? So the root key is always starting off the melody, okay? It's always landing and starting the melody, okay? So you can see it's always going to come back to C and you're going to make a nice sounding melody, okay? So now let's just see what we can create. Let's see if we can create something really nice that sounds simple and sweet. Right now, that's me just playing around. Now let's create something simple. So let's go with that. Now let's see how that sounds. Now let's just have that. So they are all stock instruments, okay? None of them are third-party sounds, all right? Just to show that you don't need crazy plugins to get good sound. You just need to know what to do with the sounds you have to make it sound good, all right? And you can use them. You can also use this same principle for third-party VSTs, of course. What matters is the principle, and that's why I teach my private one-on-one lessons, knowing what to do regardless of the tools available to you. It's important you know the principle behind how these things work, okay? So this helps me breaking it down for you in layman terms. Of course, I could go more technical, but these tutorials are for beginners who are starting out, and technicalities is still going to be a lot for them to handle at this point, all right? So now let's compare which is better off, this C major or this guy right here. So let me turn this off. I like both actually, but I think I just like the feel of this F sharp. It makes me feel a bit more lovey-dovey. That's what I prefer. Let me know what you prefer in the comments. And if you found this helpful, do follow me for more tips and tricks by hitting the subscribe button. And of course, leave a thumbs up so that people that need videos like this can easily find it right here on YouTube. I remain Sir Classy. See you soon. Cheers.